Hello! I am the Witch of Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. Got a fresh new tea light for my reading for Sagittarius moons. How are you today, Sagittarius moons? Happy New Year! It's so nice to see you guys. Thanks for coming over. I hope your year is off to a good start. Mine is, in my personal life, but I also know that the world is crazy and chaotic, and there's a lot of bad things happening, so I hope all of you are okay, safe, but hopefully our little message from the moon can assist you if you need it. So as I'm shuffling out your cards, I invite you to take some deep breaths to calm yourself, ground yourself, center yourself, get relaxed, get comfy, and see what's going on with you guys. There we go. I love when we have these little beams of light here from this little holder. We don't get them all the time. So it's nice. All right, let's take a look at your cards. So for the Oracle card, we have productivity with Cancer and the Earth element. All right, and for your tarot cards, we have Eight of Wands, Four of Pentacles reversed, Two of Swords reversed, Ace of Pentacles, the Oak King reversed, aka the Hanged Man reversed, and lastly, Three of Chalices, aka Three of Cups. Okay, I just had to take a minute to think about this because this is one of those readings where at first it looked like it was giving me mixed messages, but I got it. Okay, so I think we can start here with this Ace of Pentacles being about, well, a lot of times it's about being presented with a new opportunity or a new thing to do. I think maybe, I mean, especially because it's the new year, right? A lot of people are energized and wanting to change up their habits and do different things for the year. Oh, look who it is. It's Cheralyn, my kitty cat. She's here to say hi. Oh, watch your tail, girly girl. Oh, there's this big window here. She wants to look out the window. Here, maybe we'll move this momentarily. I'm sure if I leave it here, you guys are just going to be scared about her tail getting on fire. So, okay. Anyway, so I think you might be I think there's a part of you that's definitely feeling that way, right? Of wanting to expand, wanting to do all new things, wanting to get things going and flowing and moving and new. And I do think that now is actually generally a good time for you to be taking steps towards that. When we have Eight of Wands, that indicates to me that the energy is generally pretty open and flowing. There aren't a lot of blockages. Things are happening pretty quickly, and that's very much echoed by this productivity card of it's just a good time to be doing things in regards to whatever new ideas you want to start implementing, whatever new seeds it is that you want to be planting for this new year. I do think it's a good time to get started with those things. But what I really like about this card in particular is that a lot of times when we think of productivity, we think of more fiery energy, right? Of creating and building and ambition and power and, all that stuff. But with this card, we have Cancer and the earth element, right? And the earth element is more slow, long, grounded energy, more slow and methodical as opposed to getting a lot done as quick as possible, being very efficient and very productive, right? So I really like that about this card. It's and I think it really goes hand in hand with this Ace of Pentacles, Pentacles also being earth energy. I think they go hand in hand very well. Because even though, yes, right now, I do think it's a good time for you to be starting to plant these new seeds, I think you don't want to fall into that trap of doing too much too quickly, and burning yourself out or setting too high of expectations, too high of goals, right? I think we do hear this message a lot at the start of the new year, right? People always want to have that new year, new me, being a completely new person, having a completely new life, changing everything to be your dream perfect life right away as soon as possible, when in reality, when it comes to making changes in life, a lot of times it's best to be slow and methodical and take very smart steps forward. So when I say that there's a lot of clear energy surrounding you right now, very productive energy, keep in mind, at least for my Northern Hemisphere friends, right? It's winter, This is the slow time of the year, right after all the holidays. At least most of the holidays, if not all the holidays at this point, are wrapping up, and people are tired from that, trying to get back into their regular routine. It's not really the best time to be completely changing everything and upending your life. We can do it slowly. We can let ourselves just kind of gradually sink into whatever new habits we want to build, So that's what I'm talking about. I think that's one thing this reading really wants to highlight to you is thinking about that, thinking about making more slower, more grounded steps, but that's still being very productive, right? Cancer reminds us that, rest and the comforts of life are just as important as your output and what you build. Those things they're not opposites. One is not better than the other. They're both extremely important. So by resting now, still, letting your brain dream, right? And coming up with ideas, coming up with plans and all that. Now's a great time for that, but you don't need to dive in. You don't need to do everything starting tomorrow, right? In addition to that, I do think it would be a good idea for you to also, you know, whatever it is that you do want to build right now and you've got kind of swimming around in your head, I think it would be a good idea for you to be asking around and getting advice from others. With Two of Swords, that tells me that there's some sort of decision you want to make or you need to make. Usually Two of Swords is specifically about a decision where there's just two options. I'll either do this or this. And you're having a really hard time deciding between those two things. It feels like one side has the exact same amount of pros and cons as the other, right? So I'm assuming something like that is tied to this. And so I think because we have this Three of Cups here, it would be a really good idea for you to, Three of Cups is the friendship card. So if you have friends who have been in a similar position or people around you who you love and trust, who you think could give you some good advice, now would be a great time to do that. But this also could extend to just like seeking advice in general. On the internet, whatever it is, right? About these, you know, whatever decision it is you're trying to make, what might be the best path forward. So the last part of this reading that I want to talk about here is Four of Pentacles reversed with the O-King reversed, aka the Hanged Man reversed. That's what kind of confused me about this reading. It feels kind of out of place. Because when we have the Hanged Man reversed, a lot of times that's kind of, it's almost like a stop sign. It's kind of like a, hey, pause. We need to sort some things out. Kind of like you're trying to do stuff, but by like continuing to try and make things happen, you're kind of doing the opposite. You're in a situation where you're making things worse, right? But we have that in relation to this Four of Pentacles. Now, Four of Pentacles is largely about like a scarcity mindset. I like to describe it as like, if you can imagine somebody who grew up without a lot of money, a lot of access to the resources that they need. But at some point in their lives when they grew up, they were able to accumulate all of the things that they need so that they are now in a place where, you know, they have all of their wants and needs met. Or at least they're in a much better position than they ever were before. But they are so scared that it is going to go away because they knew what it felt like to be without that stuff, you know? So now they're scared to spend money. They might be a little paranoid that somebody is coming to get their money, or they're scared that they might mess it up, right? And accidentally lose it all in one day, right? It has that kind of paranoid feeling to it. And just feeling like, you know, that scarcity mindset. So I believe that part of the reason why, even though, you know, it's kind of ingrained in us that quick progress is better than slow progress, right? So it's much better if it's quick, but if it's slow, fine, whatever, I guess, but I wish it was quick, you know. This reading is telling you that the reason why it's not the best time for, you know, quick progress, changing everything all at once, is because I think this insecurity, this scarcity mindset is something that you still need to work through. And it might end up influencing your decisions later on and your actions later on in a negative way if we don't address it sooner rather than later. So what I would encourage you to do is kind of question yourself. So like if you can relate to that feeling of like anytime you do, you know, have something, gain something, there's some part of you that kind of doesn't feel completely happy about it, right? that would be a good bit of shadow work to do, a good bit of just very kindly, compassionately, gently, questioning that. Like, what's that about? That's weird. I got this unexpected amount of money, or, somebody helped me out with this thing, but there's some part of me that, like, it doesn't feel good about it. What is that? Maybe now's a good time to address that. So, okay. Ooh, I hope this reading didn't feel too all over the place. But let me wrap it up real quick. Right now, good time to make progress, but make sure that progress is slow and steady, gentle, right? Make sure you're still that Cancer energy that's coming through. Make sure you're still resting when you need to. There's no rush. There is no rush, okay? Also, if there is some sort of decision making, I'm assuming it's tied to this, but any decision making you need to do, highly recommend reaching out to people who you love and trust for guidance, for help. Maybe there's some other perspective that you're not seeing, And yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. Sagittarius moons. If you have any questions about this, or if you'd like any part of this clarified, please let me know. You can leave a comment, or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. On the shorts part of my channel, I have hundreds of shorts videos where I talk about each of the cards. I talk about their upright meaning, their reversed meaning, as well as any symbolism within the cards. So if you would like some more information, highly recommend you check that out. But I am wishing you so much luck going into this new year. Lots of strength, lots of peace, lots of good vibes, all the good stuff. And I am curious to see what you're going to do. I'm excited to see where this year takes us, Sagittarius moons. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!